Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be setting up my minis for July 2019 through June 2020. I think that's how long they go. Anyhow, so I have two minis that I'm going to be using starting, well, yesterday, because today's the 2nd, July 2nd. So starting July. One of them is going to be for health and wellness, and one of them is like my on-the-go, in my purse kind of planner. So I'm going to set these up with you guys, and hopefully maybe give you guys some ideas too. So I'm going to start with this one because it's the one that has the most, I guess, changes to it. So this is the, what is it, like Southern Preppy or something like that? I don't know what it is, but it's the dashboard layout, the mini with the dashboard layout. So what I'm going to be using the monthly for is to put my total calories in the days and then put my weight on the weeklies. For those of you who don't know, and I've mentioned in a couple of my videos, or probably more than a few of my videos, but I have multiple sclerosis, so because of that, I am on a very restrictive diet to try and I guess minimize the amount of flares or the intensity of my flares. I'm on an autoimmune diet, so that diet is very restrictive, and because of that I have lost a massive amount of weight, which I didn't have to begin with. I've always been thin, so I think I was like, I don't know, 111, 112, which is like normal for my like stature and height and everything. I mean, technically a little underweight, but I've always been on the light side. And so is my mother and everything, so it was never an issue until I got sick. So I'm down to like 89, 90 pounds. So I'm a 36-year-old, 90-pound woman, which is obviously not healthy. So I have to focus very hard on my calorie intake, and it's hard for me to get calories, again, because of how restrictive this diet is. So I can't eat rice and things like that are empty calories, but still calories. They still help you gain and keep weight. So I eat really healthy, it's just I don't eat enough calories to maintain weight or, gain weight or anything. So that is my goal, is to gain weight. So like I said, I'm going to have my calories here, my weight here. So that is the monthly section. And then I was playing with this back when I bought it, probably in like April or so, trying to figure out how I would use this layout, because the original dashboard layout has like errands and to buy and stuff like that, and that's not what I'm using this planner for. So I created some stickers. This is for my water intake, because that I'm really bad at too. I don't drink enough water, or beverages in general. And then you can see under here I was writing stuff, but then I made a sticker and covered it. So this is going to track my symptoms on a daily basis. These are my main symptoms, that I have with the MS. And then this one is kind of a floating type habit tracker type thing. It's not technically, I guess, a habit tracker, because I'm actually counting how much I do in those sections, but I really need to start doing some kind of physical activity, because I am getting weaker and weaker by the day. And I know with MS, a lot of times people end up in wheelchairs and things like that, and I see myself going that way just like how weak my legs are, especially when I have a flare. My last bad flare, which was in 2017, I lost my ability to use my right leg completely. So luckily, 90% of my strength came back in my leg, but I'm much weaker than I've ever been in my life, and so I need to at least do something. So I'm going to try and do squats and calf raises. With MS also, vitamin D is an issue, so I need to get sun exposure. And then it's not like I'm trying to take naps, but sometimes it's kind of indicative of how exhausted I am for the day. So I have nap down there just to see how much of a nap I end up having to take. I don't take one every day. A lot of times I wish I had when I try and push through. It's really not smart for me to push through, but I also feel really lazy taking a nap in the middle of the day or something. So, but again, I know that like with my condition, it's probably smarter to do so, but it's hard to a hard pill to swallow, I guess. And then this section I have my sleep. I think I'm going to switch these just because I need more room to write, because I put from, when I went to sleep and when I woke up, and then I forgot. I also like to put how many times I woke up throughout the night, because I tend to wake up a lot. So I only woke up once in the past night, which was really good because it's usually like 5 or 6 times. But I'm on new medication at night, so I think that like knocks me out. But so that's what these sections are going to be for. Oh, and then my steps, which is such a pathetic amount yesterday. But again, because I get so exhausted and weak, I try. It's not that I try not do a lot of walking. I'm just too tired to do so. But anyhow, so that was that. And then these sections, I was kind of debating on what to put in them. It was either going to be like some kind of self-care thing per day and writing down what I actually did for myself, which I tend not to do things for myself. I typically am always doing something for my family, and I have to get past this like feeling selfish if I do something for myself. I've always been like that. Even when I was a kid, I was like that. If somebody gave me like $20, I would buy stuff for other people rather than myself, because that's just how I've always been. So it's hard for me to do things for myself. I feel selfish when I do that, and that's stupid, and I know, but I think a lot of women and a lot of mothers specifically have that problem. So it was either going to be that, or it was going to be like, how I felt that day, I guess, or like the highlight of the day, or, if I felt very sick or whatever. But I figured I'd focus on the positive and try and like force myself to do something for myself. This is kind of a good week to start doing that, since my family is out of town until Saturday afternoon. They all went to the Keys, but I didn't go. Like my entire immediate family, and then my husband's family, like my in-laws, they all went together down to the Keys. I unfortunately couldn't go because I couldn't make the drive. And then I wouldn't have been able to do anything while I was there anyway because of the heat and not being able to eat at restaurants. And so my husband and I decided that instead of being like this, wet blanket on the festivities, I would just stay and kind of focus on myself a little bit for a week. So that's what I've been doing. It's been kind of boring because I'm so used to taking care of other people, but it's been quiet, which is great. I love quiet, and I have an almost 15-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 3-year-old. So I haven't had quiet in like 15 years. so quiet is nice. That's awesome. But anyhow, so that's what I'm going to do in this section. But then I also am using this to track calories. So I made these little calorie trackers. Should I zoom you guys in a little? Wrong way. Alright, so I have these little calorie trackers. I also have my, routines for the day, or whatever. So I want to use these in this planner. Obviously the calories I definitely have to. And then I also want to have a, brain dumpy to-do listy notes section in the back of it, just because since I'm going to be carrying this around, I want to be able to brain dump, mind sweep. I don't like brain dump, but mind sweep anytime I want. Or anytime anything's on my mind. So I'm going to put that stuff in here. Alright, so I'm going to put this to mark what day I'm on. Sorry if the clicking is loud. These are the calorie trackers. So I'm going to redo these calorie trackers when I'm out of the ones I've already printed, so I have calories on, the same thing on each side. But I think what I'm going to do is on the back is have it just be lined or dot grid or something, so that I can just write down how in general I've felt. I know I have this where I kind of do a scale, but I want to be able to put into words how I felt, why I felt certain ways. That way I can kind of see if something I'm eating is corresponding to how I'm feeling, either good or bad. But I printed out a whole bunch of these, so I'm going to use them until I'm out. So that is this section. Then, and these are the fitness divider things, which I thought was kind of fitting for this kind of planner, even though it's not really fitness related, but health kind of thing. Alright, so then I'm going to put these in here. So it's got my routines, my like morning, afternoon, after dinner, evening, and then the weekly tasks, which are like kind of based on the Fly Lady system. And then in the back, what I'm going to do is section this to the, you know, I guess 5 days a week that the Fly Lady has her like mission. I don't always get to these things just because, again, I get tired, whatever, but I like to have it there and try and knock it out if I can. Again, I'm going to reprint the back of these to have the sections for the days, but I've already printed a few of these out too, so I'm going to finish those off because I don't want to waste paper. And then, so the routine, the way I do the routines is I have like the Monday through Sunday, and then just check off like a checklist as I go. I didn't want to do just like 1 day's worth on each page because I felt like that would be wasteful, so it's just 1 week on these pages. So, anywho, and then, oh yeah, here's the last divider. And then there's the last divider for this section. So I'm going to pull out 6 months of it and then put just lined paper that I printed out on computer paper, on pink computer paper. So I already have some stuff, Minesweepy type notes in here. So I'm going to take this stuff out, good lord, and then put paper in both this planner and then the one that goes with me. And then I'll just use this cover to hold the months that I'm taking out of each of the planners. So I'll take off, so January through June I will take out. Okay, so, and then what I think I'm going to do is do the whole transformer planner thingy so that I have my notes, get this out of the way, my notes section, kind of like its own planner. So I don't typically like the transformer planner. I like the idea of it, but I just don't like how the covers kind of stick out. But I think for this I will prefer it just so that throughout the day I can just kind of flip it over for my brain dump type stuff. Alright, so just wanted to make sure I'm doing this right, since I don't. Alright, okay, I think so. Alright, so, and the reason I have kind of like the brain dump Minesweep thing in both of these minis is because the one is going to stay kind of my on the go, and then this one is while I'm inside the house. So both of them will be with me for specific times of the day. Like my on the go obviously is going to be with me while I'm outside of the house, so I can use it to make notes and stuff while I'm at work or in the car or whatever. And then this one I'm going to carry around with me while I'm at home, since that's, you know, when I'm tracking my calories. Alright, so, alright, and that's this one, I think. I can't, yeah. Alright, cool. So, I may or may not put a divider, like, within here, so I have, like, a Minesweep brain dump section versus a to-do list section, but I'll think about that for later. So, then it's my on-the-go one. And this is just gonna have stuff that I need for like when I'm outside of the house. For the last mini that I had, I got rid of these pages, like the in-between pages, and just had the monthly and then this page kind of glued to the back of this page, because I didn't really feel like I needed, you know, all of this extra space since it's just for stuff on the go. I just kind of wanted the monthly. But I've decided to keep it in for now, just in case, for instance, like I have an appointment somewhere I haven't been to or don't, you know how to get to without like the address or GPS or something. So, you know, I could put the address down here if I need to, or notes regarding that. And we'll see, I might end up taking the pages out like I did on the last ones, but for now I'm going to keep them in. So I'm going to do the same thing I did with the last planner, and just, not this one, so I need this. I'm going to take the January through June out of this, put it in this one to kind of hold on to, and then I will put my little transformer planner thing in that one. Alright, so this is just housing my extra months from the 2 planners, so I'll just keep that so they don't get messed up. I'm going to use this cover, which was like the boho one. I loved this one so much. It's such a good looking planner. I love the dark colors and everything in it. So, am I doing this right? Yeah. I think. Alright, okay. Now I'm going to take this off. Alright. Alright, so I'm going to put paper in here. Alright, so I think that's right. Alright, cool. So that's that. I'm going to put a page marker in here for the week that we're in. And then, again, I'm considering whether or not to put some kind of, I think I will. I've got some socialite divider things. I'll use one in this one and maybe one in the other one. So the first section will be, I don't know if I'll put the Minesweep in the front or the to-do list in the front, but whatever. So there's that, I'll figure that out later. And then I'll put this one in here for this. Alright, there we go. I have them both set up. So this is my wellness with a Minesweepy to-do list type section. And then the other one is my mini for on the go with a Minesweep to-do list section. Awesome. So those are my mini happy planners for this, I don't know, year, July through June of next year. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I'm going to do some videos on my classics as well, and possibly even my A5s, but I'm not sure yet. So anyhow, yeah, questions, comments, leave them down below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I always feel awkward asking that stuff. I feel all sales pitchy. So anyhow, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.